there's been a lot of drama with the Bengals defensive line, with apparently Carlos Dunlap and Geno Atkins being unhappy with their roles in the team, and we already discussed that drama and how it's really, I think, made it a lot more out to be something than it really is. But as far as somebody who I think deserves credit on the Bengals, who isn't getting really enough credit, or really most people don't even know who he is Xavier Williams. I thought actually had a pretty decent game this week. Um, like our defensive tackles are just in an absolute state of I don't even know what's going on anymore. We're like, I mean, we had Rennell Wren opt out. I think, or no, it was Josh Tupou. Josh Tupou opted out at the beginning of the season. Rennell Wren out for the. He doesn't opt out. He gets hurt before the season. I think in training camp. So now we're already down two defensive tackles. We signed a defensive tackle this year, our biggest free agent signing, DJ Reader from the Texans, Pro Bowler, and he went on IR after the game last week. We got Mike Daniels. He's coming back at some point, but he's been on the short term IR. Like they're only making you go on for like 3 weeks right now. DJ Reader's on IR; he's just gone. But Mike Daniels, I don't know when he's coming back, but I think he's coming back at some point. So hopefully we can get some sort of defensive tackle thing going on there. Geno Watkins finally has been playing, but I mean even then he's super limited snaps. I think he only took 18 snaps against the Colts this week. So we've been scrambling to try to find some people on this defensive to play a defensive tackle to make some stuff happen. We traded for Christian Covington, who's been better than expected. Playing in a decent role, filling in for all the guys who were hurt on defensive tackle. And we actually just before we started filming this podcast, we signed a guy who Bengals fans, longtime Bengals fans will remember from back in the day, back when we were making the playoffs all the time. Marcus Hunt, the giant Estonian, 6'8" Estonian man who we had playing defensive end and had a really good rookie year. Well, a pretty good rookie year for what was really expected out of him, and then just kind of didn't do anything forever.
Yeah.
And then I think he had a rebound year in 2018, but then he randomly switched to defensive tackle out of nowhere, and he hasn't done anything since. But we're so thin at defensive tackle, we brought him back. Back to what I was saying though, Xavier Williams, I think he played well this week. In relief of the absolutely decimated defensive tackle room. He got 4 tackles, 3 of them by himself. He got back there for a sack. He recovered a key fumble at the beginning of the game that really helped our momentum kind of get going at the very beginning. And he played like over half the snaps, I believe 34, which was 54%. So I mean, there were guys who did well. There's Jesse Bates, AJ Green, et cetera, et cetera. But most of the guys who played well, I think, are going to get credit for the way they played. But I really think Xavier Williams' performance this week was underrated, and nobody seems to be talking about it. And I know it wasn't an all-pro level performance, but for somebody who just came off the street and really should be like a third stringer on this team, he looked, I think, a lot better than people give credit.
Yeah, yeah.